The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
It's Friday morning, yes indeed. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show of services of Guarantee Bank. Opening Monday at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East in Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store. Tony the Taylor on Virginia Street. Tony, your go-to spot for all of your Kentucky Derby gear. Check out bestmastertaylor.com or Tony's Facebook page for more info. Welcome to the show, Friday edition. We've made it to the weekend. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes tells us it's going to feel straight up summer-like outside today. Muggy, high of 85. Heavy rain and storms, though, late tonight with a low around 60. And rain's going to linger around at least for some of tomorrow. Highs in the mid-70s. Sunday, beautiful day here in the Kanawha Valley. Highs around 80. Pretty much the same. Monday, heavy rain and storms roll in by next Tuesday. Follow Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on Facebook and listen for him on air. Check out the exclusive Brian Hughes weather forecast by downloading the Metro News TV app. Coming up on the show, we continue our interviews with candidates ahead of the May 12th primary. In fact, early voting will start across the state of West Virginia on Wednesday. Today, we introduce you to a candidate for Magistrate here in Kanawha County. His name is Chase Linko-Looper, and he'll join us in the studio this morning. Plus, Delegate Hollis Lewis is here. Delegate Lewis, Democrat from the 57th. He and others are very concerned about the closing of the Kroger store in Dunbar, and we'll get into that with him. Plus, your phone calls and texts. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. As we do every Friday, though, welcome to the show now from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, Angie Gillenwater with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors in South Charleston. Angela, good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Tuxes and Tails. It's tomorrow night. J.Q. Dickinson Salt Works in Malden. We'll get more on that coming up a little bit later on, but I do want to focus on this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. As always, picture posted at Dave Allen Radio and the WCHS Network Facebook pages and at Dave A70 on X. Tell us the story of a cat. We have a cat this week by the name of Scar.
So I wanted to give the cat people, what they wanted this week, including myself. So Scar came to KCHA as a stray originally. He had what's called an ear tip. You'll notice there's the tip top of his ear is missing. That's usually to indicate that feral cats or just cats that live outside have been spayed and neutered already and don't need captured again. But Scar didn't find that luck with whoever trapped him and brought him to KCHA. We knew what that little ear tip meant, so we, got him revaccinated, all ready for adoption. He's the sweetest little cat in the world. He loves to just lean into your hand when you're petting him. And if you're interested in Scar, he is living at the Petco Pet Houses in Tays Valley.
Living his best life, as you like to say, at the Petco Pen House there in Tays Valley. He's a beautiful cat. And again, if you're looking for an ideal cat from basically what you told me, he's got a great personality. He's an older cat, 7. He is neutered. He's vaccinated. And you said a very sweet little man who loves attention.
He absolutely does. Whenever I was helping him move into his new pet house, if you will, he literally immediately turned around and was just rubbing all over my hands and arms. So he definitely, if you want a cat that's going to be with you and wanting attention all the time, he's the one for you. All
right. So you cat lovers out there, this is because sometimes cats have a bad rap. You know that because cats basically, as you know, Angie, I'm a cat person too. They basically make their own rules, and some of them you never see. They stay under the. I've known people, Angie, that have had cats 12, 13 years, and the cat comes out and eats, uses a litter box, and goes right back under the bed. Does not allow the owner to pet him whatsoever. I can't relate to that because my two cats are the exact opposite. It sounds like Scar is also the exact opposite.
Yes. The people that don't like cats or, don't get the appeal of cats, I always say you just haven't met the right cat yet. So make Scar that cat for you if you are totally against cats and don't get the appeal of them.
Well, I can tell you this morning, I was questioning that appeal at 4:30 this morning as my wife and I are in bed, and I have one cat laying beside me and one at the foot of the bed, and one that we call Waylon making a whole lot of noise at 4:30 a.m. this morning. So I was questioning the love of cats at that time, Angie, just so you know.
Well, he just wanted to make sure that you were up and ready for the day.
I mean, that was all. Sleeping in, it doesn't happen because they're on a schedule. They get fed every morning about 4:30 or 5. So there you go. All right, we'll get back to talking about Scar in just a bit. But Tuxes and Tails is tomorrow night, JQ Dickinson Saltworks in Malden. Are you ready, Angie?
I still don't even have anything to wear, so I've been...
Now, wait a minute. It's not that kind of party, Angie, okay?
It's not, but, so we have been so busy getting things going and making sure it's one of the best Tuxes and Tails yet. Picking out a floral outfit for this event has slipped my mind.
Are there any tickets left?
Very few. I know I say that every time I'm on here, but they just keep kind of chipping away, dwindling down. So there are very few left. If you want to last minute get your tickets, now is the time. Don't wait until tomorrow. So
what's it going to be like there? What's the theme? I mean, I know it's Tuxes and Tails, but what can people expect if they come out tomorrow night?
Yes, so the theme is called Whiskers and Wildflowers, and essentially just think like floral garden party. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. And you'll see there'll be adoptable puppies, there'll be music, there'll be hors d'oeuvres. So it's going to be a little socialization for all of our staff, but also all of the people that kind of make our life-saving mission to happen, whether they donate, whether they adopt. It's just kind of a little gathering of everyone that makes this happen. And
for those that have not seen the JQ Dickinson Saltworks, it's actually a really, really cool place. I've been out there for events several times. It's a nice place.
This will be my first time, and I'm very excited to see it in person. I will say that.
We talk about the relationship that you guys have with Petco. We told you that this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, Scar, the cat, living it up right now at the Petco penthouse there in Tays Valley. You had a big event that was sponsored, I think, by the Petco Love folks in St. Albans this week, right?
Yes, and also it was sponsored by Petco Love, but also our community came together and raised donations for that as well. But we were able to go to an unhoused community in St. Albans and provide not only vaccines and microchips and preventative care like we typically do in our caravan, but we were also able to sterilize, aka spay and neuter, some pets out there as well. I think it ended up being close to 40 animals that, are now sterilized and vaccinated and microchipped because of those donations. So.
That is good stuff. I've been hearing these ads running on our stations. We have an online auction going on right now. That's pretty cool.
Yep, that is also a benefit for Tuxes and Tails. I was actually, before I hopped on here, I was looking at some really cool items that are in that auction, so definitely check it out. And again, those funds go to help shelter pets like Scar and others that I've talked about on this show.
And there's all kinds of cool stuff on there. I know there's concert tickets and so on and so forth, so you can get more information on your Facebook page. How are the numbers?
Numbers are in a manageable space right now, but we are at the height of puppy and kitten season, so any day now we're expecting the numbers to greatly increase with either kittens or puppies, because they always do. It's something that is very predictable.
And what are you in need of right now?
Right now, the biggest need is Purina puppy chow. I know last week it was dog chow. This week I'm looking for puppy food.
All right. We have a question here for you. We always have a question. You're very popular. Mm-hmm. It says, I have several bags full of large blankets and even some scarves for blankets in the cat cages. I bought a few yard sales, but I haven't been able to wash several of the large comforters. Is it okay to bring those up there anyway?
Gently used is perfectly fine. They don't have to be freshly laundered or anything. In fact, smells from your home can actually provide enrichment for the animals that those the blankets go into those kennels. It can provide enrichment, like a little sniffy mat for them. So.
All right. So basically what you're saying, they don't smell. I mean, Ray, I want to phrase this right. They don't smell necessarily freshly laundered, but they smell like a home.
Yeah, they smell like a home. They smell like, people. They smell like other animals if you have them.
Okay.
So, yeah, all those smells, good or bad, can provide mental stimulation for those animals.
All right, Angie, have a good time tomorrow night. Unfortunately, most of our radio crew won't be able to be there. We're going to be in Morgantown for the West Virginia Broadcasters Association Awards, and if we win anything, I am going to say that it's because of the Friday Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week segment, so that way I can give you some credit, okay?
Well, thank you very much, and I know that you guys will be with us in spirit. So.
All right, Angie, we'll talk to you next week. Maybe by that time you will have recovered from tuxes and tails.
I sure hope so.
All right, good luck with everything tomorrow night, kid. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Angie Gillenwater, Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with Scar. This week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Scar is around a 7-year-old cat, living it up at the Petco Penthouse in Tays Valley, neutered, vaccinated, very sweet little man who loves attention. So if you're looking for a cat that is going to be a lap cat for you, that's going to follow you around, that's going to be with you, Scar is the pet for you. He's a little bit older, too, and sometimes people don't like to take chances on older cats and dogs. But from what Angie was telling me last night, this cat is perfect. So if you've been in the market for a cat, and, of course, he's free because it's sponsored. Scar is his name. 7 years old. He's at the Petco Penthouse in Tays Valley. So you can get more information at the website of the Humane Association or on their Facebook page, or just head on out to Tays Valley and ask for Scar. The Petco Penthouse is where he is out there. Scar is this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. And the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week is brought to you each week by Almost Heaven Interiors, family owned and proudly serving the community for over 50 years. They specialize in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods, homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They can do it all. They're located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Text says, well, you named him Waylon either because he was wailing or he's living up to his name. Now, he was named Waylon because that's the sound he made when he showed up on at our house on our back deck about a year and a half ago. We started calling him Waylon at that time. I'm a huge Waylon Jennings fan, but that's not. We spell it like the country singer Waylon, but it's more of the action that Waylon made. That's how he got the name. It is 9:20. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. We'll take a break. When we come back, Delegate Hollis Lewis is going to join us to talk about a group of people, some from the political world, some not in the political world, that are very concerned about this Kroger closing at Dunbar and the economic impact and the inconvenience that it's going to cause. We'll talk to Delegate Hollis Lewis about that when we come back. Also, actually, that's later on. Also, when we come back, we're going to talk to another candidate that hopes that you will place your vote for them come the primary election day, which is May 12th. Early voting begins again in West Virginia on Wednesday. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
I'm Michael Girouge, and I'm running for state senate because I believe our kids deserve real opportunities right here at home. I'm focused on what matters most to us, creating good-paying jobs, strengthening our schools, investing in roads, bridges, and infrastructure. As a small business owner, I know what it means to work hard, meet a payroll, and fight for growth, and I'll bring that same work ethic to the state senate.
Kanawha County needs a proven job creator. Michael Girouge employs 40 people at his local business and understands how to grow our economy from the ground up. Paid for by Michael Girouge for Senate.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
Welcome back to the show, 921, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. We continue our series of interviews with candidates. The May primary is coming, well, the primary, I should say, is coming up in May. Oddly enough, the May primary is in May. It's May 12th. Early voting starts on Wednesday. Welcome to the show now, Chase Linko-Looper, who is a candidate for magistrate here in Kanawha County. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for the introduction, Dave.
All right. Let me have you scoot in the microphone just a little bit there, if you would. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for the introduction, Dave.
All right. So give us your bio. Just tell us about you.
So my name is Chase Linko-Looper. I am running for Magistrate Judge here in Kanawha County. I spent a decade in the U.S. Army, a tour in Afghanistan. I came home, struggled with undiagnosed trauma and addiction, which eventually led to homelessness. And I had to claw my way out of that. I used Section 8 and food stamp to help rebuild my life until I eventually got VA disability. And I started giving back to the community. What I wasn't living on, I put back into mutual aid and community defense. And it helped build a movement across the nation, building dual power outside of the system to help the working class. I'm done speaking.
Okay, that's all right. It's all good. So what about your background? As you said, by the way, thank you for your service. You talked about that and the homelessness and addiction that you went through. What about those things did you take away from that you think would make you an effective magistrate here in Kanawha County?
Well, my struggles taught me what a second chance looks like and how to help people. Through my struggles, I learned what it is like to actually be the people that go in front of a magistrate. The primary people that go in front of them are those who went through similar struggles that I went through. Most of these magistrates who, the people who become magistrates are ex-law enforcement. They have a complete career in enforcement of the law, that punishment mindset. They have that mindset of the enforcement arm of the establishment, and I don't have that. I have the mindset of wanting to help and rehabilitate our communities rather than just throw them behind bars and recycle them through the system.
I would think it brings you a unique perspective to have somebody, because as you said, the majority, I don't know that there's that many people that have a story like yours. And I would think, and I'm not taking anything away from those that are in office now or those that are running, but I would think that would make you maybe a little bit more empathetic toward those people that are in front of you. Because as you said, the great number of them are people that were just like you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who haven't experienced something don't understand it from the emotional aspect. So they either take it from an intellectual aspect where they can't connect to it. So they don't judge it based on a human degree. They base it on a very logistical side of things, rather than taking the very basic human rights into account. This system, just because things are laws, doesn't make them right. You have to make sure that when something is written, you have to interpret it in a way that takes humanity into account, rather than just taking punitive actions against people. And the empathetic portion of my life, the fact that I have experienced the things that most of the people who come across a magistrate's desk have experienced, that gives me a degree of aptitude that none of these other magistrates have.
Again, we're talking with Chase Linko-Looper, who's a candidate for magistrate here in Kanawha County. How much leeway, though, does somebody, if you're elected as magistrate judge, how much leeway do they have? I mean, because the law is the law, and I don't know. I'm just asking the question: how much leeway do they have if somebody comes before them and to I don't want to say drift away from the law book. I don't mean that, but I mean, I guess how much leeway do they have within the confines of law?
Well, let me say it this way.
Yep.
This system has been waging war against the working class since the birth of this nation. The police murder over 1,300 American citizens every single year. The U.S. military-industrial complex has over 800 military bases across the world in over 80 countries, and not one foreign military base in the U.S. Our system is an empire that forces imperialism not just abroad, but also onto its own people. So when people come across my desk, I will take into consideration the fact that our system is abusing our people and abusing the world, and we need to help each other and fight for the people. That comes back to the movement that I founded. We are building dual power outside of the system. We are building mutual aid infrastructure, community defense infrastructure, clinics, and networks across the nation to build power outside of the system. As the formal system collapses, we can replace it. That is dual power. We are abolitionists, and I am running as an abolitionist magistrate. I don't believe in the formal system as it currently stands, although I will respect its laws and abide by its laws. But I believe in the working class. I believe in representing the common man. I believe in fighting for the people who are underrepresented and spat on by the system.
You have quite a following on social media. So I'm hoping that I mean, obviously your message that you put out there, I mean, you've got an incredible amount of followers on social media, because I was doing a little homework on you, and I'm sure you're hoping that translates into votes, but man, you got a huge following on social media.
Yeah, I have roughly 450,000 followers across social media. My handle on most of my platforms is Logic by Link. But you can also find the movement. It's called Fights Back. And here in West Virginia, we are called West Virginia Fights Back. And we do mutual aid and harm reduction. And we have clinics, and we try to do as much work as we can in the community and fight back against the system that aims to oppress us. Are
there other candidates like you around in different positions around the state, or do you? I mean, is this like an orchestrated movement where you folks are going out into trying to run for these offices? Are there others in your organization that are also running for office, or are you the only one?
That is the goal, to spread out.
Okay, fair enough. How's the campaign been? How's it gone? I noticed on your social medias you were knocking on some doors and things of that nature. So how's that gone so far?
It's gone really well. People have been very receptive. It is much different from organizing. This campaign seems to be proving a lot of things to me that I didn't necessarily realize initially. I'm being vague, I know.
Okay.
But I had a position in society that I didn't realize that I had until after running for this magistrate position. And it's becoming more apparent to me.
Okay. You mentioned your social media. I'll give you a chance to mention it again. If people want to learn more about you, your website, social media, whatever you got, mention them again, if you would, please, so people can follow if they can learn more about you.
So West Virginia Fights Back is the name of the West Virginia chapter of the Fights Back movement. And my personal social media handle on at every platform is Logic by Link.
Okay. Final 30 It's what I do with every candidate. I don't time it. It's your time. I just call it that. Why should someone vote for Chase Linko-Looper for Kanawha County Magistrate?
My name is Chase Linko-Looper, and I'm the candidate that will fight for you and represent you as a working class candidate, and a citizen who needs that representation. That's all I have to say. That's a great way to sum it up. Chase, I appreciate you being here. Best of luck in your campaign, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. We'll take a break. Hang out with me here just 1 second. 28 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you could trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. 27 minutes away from 10. We're going to take a break. Delegate Hollis Lewis is on the way on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
I'm Lance Wheeler, and I'm the conservative Republican running for the West Virginia State Senate. I'll fight for stronger schools with more choices so our students can succeed. I'll stand for safer communities with support of our law enforcement and first responders who protect us every day. And as a proven job creator, I'll work to bring high-paying jobs, smaller government, and push for lower taxes so families can keep more of what they earn. It's time for proven conservative leadership for West Virginia, for families, for you. I'm Lance Wheeler, and I ask for your vote on May 12th. Paid for by Wheeler for State Senate.
You've worked hard. You've saved. Now it's time to make your money work for you without second-guessing every decision. I'm John Burdett with 4th Avenue Financial, and I help people retire with confidence and clarity. We'll create a personalized plan that fits your lifestyle, your goals, and your legacy. Retirement should feel like freedom, not fear. Visit 4thavenuefinancial.com. Let's get started today. 4th Avenue Financial, retirement done right.
Securities offered through Jenny McCole Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny McCole Advisors Incorporated.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once. Customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
25 minutes away from 10 o'clock on a Friday morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds begin a weekend series tonight at Lexington. Don't forget to get your tickets for the WVU Marshall game at Gomart Ballpark coming up May 5th. Check out dirtybirdsbaseball.com and follow the Dirty Birds on social media. Welcome to the show now, Delegate Hollis Lewis, Democrat from the 57th. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Morning. Thank you for having me on, Dave.
Always. So we all know by now, Hollis, about the new Kroger coming to South Charleston and the closing of the one in Dunbar. You and others, you told me, are concerned about the closure of that Dunbar location. Talk about it.
Yeah, and before we get in there, I will be remiss if I didn't, send my deepest condolences to the families who suffered loss and injury in that nitrochemical spill. So you just know our prayers and our thoughts are with you at this time. We have like a sort of a bipartisan coalition of state senators, delegates, and local city officials who are trying to do something about what's going on with the Krogers. Obviously, the marketplace that's going to be erected or currently is erected in South Charleston will be good for our area overall. But what's happening is that Kroger leaving Dunbar is not only going to have leave a gap of services as far as groceries and whatnot, as far as the community's concerned, but it's also going to have an effect on the city's B&O tax at the tune of close to $1 million. So it's a big problem that we're just trying to figure out how we can get another service or business in that location.
It's going to be hard to get another business in that location, Delegate, as you well know, that's going to be able to bring $1 million in B&O taxes. Yeah, it is. And like I said, and again, it's close to $1 million, but that Kroger actually services not only, like I said, the area, particularly our elderly community. It's also a driver for other businesses within that plaza. So it's a big loss. So we have to figure out, whether that can be a Dollar General market, whether that can be, a local grocer or whomever. So that's kind of what we're doing. In addition to, the politicians involved, we're working diligently with Mara and the Charleston Area Alliance in order to try to figure out a plan that's going to best suit that community in Dunbar. And we want to make sure people realize, Hollis, not to put words in your mouth, but you're not speaking negatively about the new store in South Charleston, because that's going to benefit as well. But you're more concerned about the loss of the current store as opposed to being against the new one, right? Oh, 100%. I spoke to Mayor Mullins yesterday, and like I said, I do my grocery shopping at Kroger's as far as they have. I feel like the superior quality of food, and the marketplaces, similar ones, are going to be on Ohio. I think it's due that we have something like that in West Virginia, and from what I understand, this is actually going to be like sort of their last marketplace, at least in the interim. So, like I said, I support that. That's in my district as well, but I am concerned about primarily what's just going on in Dunbar and how we can, not only service our citizens, but also service our larger community. Talking to Delegate Hollis Lewis, 21 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. You talk about this coalition. You mentioned the Charleston Area Alliance involved in this, you and some other political figures. Who else is involved? I don't need necessarily names, but just from what walks of life are the other people coming from that are working with you, Delegate, on this particular project? Oh, yeah, like I said, we have, delegates, obviously. We have some state senators. We have, like I mentioned, the Charleston Area Alliance. We have some city council folks, city council staff, obviously the mayor of Dunbar, Mayor Elliott. And we also have reached out to, Senator Capito's office to see how we can, work in order to try to, talk to the Kroger's folks, talk to the leasehold, and to see what is the best path in order to get some. Particularly, we would love a grocery in that spot. That's kind of what we need. But if not a grocery, what other services or business could come and fill that gap? Yeah, there's a lot of people. Figure out the next step. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are also, and I got a text I'm going to read to you here from somebody about the Dunbar Bridge. But that situation is also causing a little headache over there in Dunbar with a lot of people that, and you mentioned Mayor Elliott and others have said, look, we have a lot of people that don't drive and that they walk to these locations, and the loss of the Dunbar Bridge is problematic as well. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and read you the text. It says, what are the plans for the new Dunbar Bridge? Are there plans to build the new one toward Charleston, which would put it on the soon-to-be closed Kroger? And the texter says, I think whatever happens with the bridge will play a large part on what happens to the Kroger. Any news on the bridge over there? I don't have any news specifically, although from my understanding, there is going to be a new bridge erected. They're going to tear down that one. And again, is that going to be in the same spot? I am not sure, so I don't want to speak out of turn on that. But just to go back to as far as the Kroger situation, again, we have a elderly community right across the street. So if you're ever in Dunbar, you spend any time in Dunbar, you'll see a lot of individuals walking back and forth from that Kroger's crossing that street in which the bridge is on. So like I said, it is a situation. And again, we have Aldi's there. We have Dollar General. We have the Walgreens there. However, they just don't provide the totality and holistic services that a Kroger's will provide as far as, because, when we talk about Kroger's,
cleaning products, groceries, but you can also do bill play, lottery, and different things of that nature.
Indeed. If people are interested in getting involved, you said that you're working with some political folks, Charleston Area Alliance, the different city councils, whatever. If people are interested or to learn more information, what do they need to do? We got residents that listen to us, Hollis, and say, look, I want to get in on this. I want to get behind this. How did they reach out to you? I mean, what's the best thing to do?
You can always reach out to me individually. You can go to whether social media, or you can go to, you can email me at info@Hollis Lewis, the numeral 4WV.com. That's that's info@HollisLewis4WV.com. And I would also encourage individuals to go to their city council meetings to figure out how they can, partner with their specific council persons in their ward, whether that's, and we'll, as we formulate the plan, again, we're trying to do, we're trying to work the plan we best we can. And then once we have a little bit more information about a specific direction, we will delineate that and figure out how, citizens can get involved.
Delegate Hollis Lewis from the 57th. Always a pleasure to have you on the show, my friend. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, sir.
It's 9:43. Introducing the all-new Metro News Television weather. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on the radio, and his team of meteorologists are on all of your connected screens as well, giving you the latest weather updates. Join us for our brand new venture, Metro News Television Weather, available exclusively on Metro News Television. Download it today. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Let's knock out a couple of texts here. Text says, why would we need a foreign base on our mainland? We are arguably defending their territory that are based there, says a texter. Text says, excuse me, the police murder or individual officers. This is part of the problem that we have in this country for quite a while now. Everyone is put into these little boxes or groups instead of you seeing someone as an individual person. That is the problem. Text said, Dave, why is a local magistrate candidate concerned or even wasting his airtime talking about how many U.S. military bases are on foreign soil? I just want magistrates to appropriately punish the tweaker who stole my lawnmower, says a texter. When I bring the candidates in, I don't set forth an agenda, for any of them. I give everybody free time, and this gentleman reached out to me, as many people do on social media, and asked for his interview, and I prefer to let them tell their stories, and I'm consistent with our candidates. I don't want to, I'll let them get their message out, and that's exactly what I did today. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-008. Text says, so in other words, the perp is the victim, says the texter. Text says, I'll speak negatively about the new Kroger at Park Place. South Charleston is siphoning businesses from neighboring communities, not because they're any better than their neighbors, but benefit from typical white flight and out-migration patterns begun decades ago. Dunbar and Charleston's west side lose out on new business development and are stuck with a bunch of Dollar Trees, Dollar Generals, and Family Dollars as, quote, grocery stores for our low-income and elderly populations who don't drive. 9:45. Speaking of candidates, as I was, Election Day is coming up soon, before you know it. And early voting begins in West Virginia on Wednesday. 10 days of early voting and 2 Saturdays, all your normal locations. And we'll have all those spelled out for you so you know where to go. But early voting begins on Wednesday. Hope that you got your registration taken care of, whatever it is, whether you were switching teams, or making sure your all your stuff is up to date, because the deadline was midnight earlier this week. So that is done right now. So I hope that a lot of people were talking about switching parties, other people talking about, whatever. I'm not leaning you one way or the other. I'm just saying that I hope you got it taken care of, whatever it was, because early voting begins on Wednesday and Election Day is coming up on May 12th. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad, $21.99. Dine in, pick up, or get delivery at HussonsPizza.com. We'll take a break. Come back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory. Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
Hi, I'm Chris Waddell, Principal and Office Lead for Martinsburg for CEC. After serving in the military, I found my home in Martinsburg. Traveling across the states, I've always wanted to serve my community. At CEC, I get to do just that. Our core values, clients first and we own it, resonate with my mission-driven background. We solve problems by listening and collaborating, and as an employee-owned firm, we take pride in every project that we do. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Sounds of the official house band of the Dave Allen Show, Amos Steele. It is 11 minutes away from 10 o'clock on a Friday morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text 304-935-5008. If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, this is a great opportunity to win that child a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan. Room, board, tuition, and fees all included. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Deadline to enter, though, May 3rd. Details available at WVMetroNews.com. WVMetroNews.com. That's where you apply. Hit that Apply Now button. And deadline is May 3rd. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me. Amanda is actually on location today. She is in Morgantown, and we'll be sitting down with the CEO of Hope Gas, Morgan O'Brien, for an interview live on our show today. Also on the show, Jeff Jenkins will provide the news. TJ Meadows is here with commentary. Daniel Woods has your weekend sports blitz with some added emphasis on the NFL draft, which started last night in Pittsburgh. Over 300,000 people were there. I was texting last night with a couple of guys I know that work at the big news talk station up in Pittsburgh, KDKA, and they said it was just as crazy as you can imagine it would be when you put 300,000 people in that area as they did. Now, the draft will continue today and tomorrow in Pittsburgh. My Dallas Cowboys, I will say this, not to talk sports, but my Dallas Cowboys so far, 2 solid picks. Our defense was horrible last year, and we had 2 first-round picks, and we took 2 defensive players. Would not surprise me if the whole dang draft is defensive players, because that's pretty much what we need. So anyway, we'll continue talking about that. We're actually going to, we're efforting to have somebody that's actually in one of those people I mentioned from the world of media in Pittsburgh to tell us what the scene is like with the NFL draft, which got underway last night. State Senator Ryan Wells is going to join us on the show today to give his unique perspective on the situation in Iran. Of course, he being a military veteran. Friday means we introduce you to another great lunch spot or dinner spot or dessert spot. It's an eatery around the state of West Virginia. Mark Curtis will be stopping by. Kaylin George and Tony Stroud from the Huntington Area Development Council are here. Kaylin, of course, you've heard her on the air plenty of times, formerly with the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce, and she has changed hats, if you will, and she is now with this Huntington Development Council. Tony Stroud, very high up the food chain there at Marshall University, chief legal or something like. I don't know what Tony's title is, but anyway, he's an old friend of mine, so they'll be on the show today, and of course we'll get to Open Line West Virginia as well. Metro News Midday with 13 News, and tonight live anchor Amanda Barrett and me coming up at noon today, brought to you by Salango Law. Now on this show on Monday, a new bank in Charleston, and you've heard me talking about them because they sponsor our phone line. It's Guarantee Bank. And we're going to talk to the guy in charge there, Josh Stowers, on Monday's show. Plus, Danny Jones will stop by. I think Danny is going to be back from California. Last time we had him on, he was actually in Long Beach, California. I think he's going to be back in Charleston. So we'll talk to Danny on the show. And we'll introduce you to another person running for office. This time around, it's Michael Kidd, who is running for House in District 21. He'll join us on Monday's show as well. And speaking of candidates and interviews, if you want to get your one free interview with me ahead of the primary, you need to get with me ASAP, because we are running out of space and we are running out of time. I've been doing these interviews really since January with people, and I do offer one free interview to any candidate in the area. You get one only. And you need to get on my schedule. So what you need to do is drop me an email. That's the best thing to do. Email dave.allen@wvradio.com, dave.allen@wvradio.com, or reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook or at Dave870 on X, and I will do my best. The problem is, as I said before, folks, is everybody says, well, I want to be on as soon as early voting starts. Or I want to be on the day before Election Day. Well, I can't have everybody on the same day, because if I did that, then I would have 14 candidates, on the show, and everybody would just get a couple minutes apiece. So drop me an email, dave.allen@wvradio.com, or reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook or at Dave870 on X. My thanks to Coop for sitting in for me yesterday on the local show while I was undergoing cancer treatments yesterday. I'll also be away from 580 Live next Tuesday and Thursday for the same reason. I got to say, I've had people that have asked me about the treatments, and they've come up and they said, well, how do you feel or whatever. And, of course, I'm playing it to the hilt going, I'm pretty rough, Ryan. If you could just give me that bag of potato chips, I'd probably feel better. But I feel fine. I mean, I really, really do. The treatments don't make me feel bad at all. I go, big shout out to the folks at the CAMC Cancer Center. I literally go across the bridge to Kanawha City Tuesdays and Thursdays, lay on a table, and they do zap me with something or whatever. And 15, 20 minutes later, I am up and I'm headed back to 1111 Virginia Street. The only ill effect that I've had from any of this is, and this just happened a couple of nights ago, and I'm talked about this on the midday show, my legs aren't working very well. And I had every intention, as I said yesterday, I had every intention of starting to run marathons. But now that's out the window. I can't do that, apparently. Now it's just not hurting, just a little bit weak, for lack of a better term. So anyway, that's all. And that's all I got, because people tell me, you're going to have hot flashes and you're going to, have things going on that you can't talk about on the radio. None of that has happened. Absolutely none of it so far. But I got some more treatments to go. But again, thank you for Dale Cooper and everybody for stepping up to the plate for me. I will not be on the local show Tuesday or Thursday next week, but I will be on midday. And so hopefully get this thing wrapped up. Yeah. I mean, the candidate that I had on earlier did evoke some emotions from some people. And I don't know that we need to spend any more time on that. I'll be honest with you. I mean, good interview. He said what he stands for, and that's what the whole concept of the Meet the Candidates thing is all about. So just so you'll be warned, on Monday, the lineup for the Charleston Stern Wheel Regatta is set to be released Monday morning at around 10:30. And I want to go ahead now, and I am going to say, let's go ahead and queue up the people online complaining about free entertainment. And let me go ahead and tell you now, just so you'll know, what your social media feed is going to look like, let's say, come 10:45, 11, certainly by noon on Monday. you're going to read things like, well, they ain't got nobody good, or who's that, or never heard of them. And then conversely, trashing the regatta, the mayor, the city of Charleston, anybody else involved, because they don't like the choice of free entertainment. And I've never, ever, and I've talked about it for years, I have never understood that argument, that people don't like the choice of free entertainment. Did I say the words free entertainment enough? Oh, by the way, it's free. And while certainly everyone is entitled to their opinion, I don't know why people feel the need to waste the time of trashing everybody involved with the regatta because you don't like the, oh, by the way, free entertainment. So I have no idea who they're going to book. I know that the regatta committee does a great job. There's a lot. I have booked concerts in the past myself with my company. I have never done anything like a regatta. I can tell you that. I have done some smaller festivals where my company was hired to get the entertainment. It is not easy. You have to get people on their schedules and whomever, and I'm so out of it when it comes to modern music right now. I can't even sound intelligent enough if I drop a name right now to say, I mean, I know in the country charts, I know, people love Morgan Wallen and people love, that's not happening at a free concert in Charleston, West Virginia. It's simply not going to happen. So what the regatta committee does is they try to get something for different tastes. There'll be something with a country vibe, something with a rock vibe, something with a pop vibe, something with maybe a little R&B or hip hop or something like that. Because newsflash, you ain't the only one here. So just saying. That's what your timeline is going to look like. People on Monday come 10:45, 11, 11:30 complaining about free entertainment. Texas, I don't even know the regatta lineup, and it already sucks. My opinion is valid despite it being based on nothing. I pay good money for free entertainment. Text of the day right there, Meadows. Text of the day right there.
If you don't like something, become part of the effort to fix it. And it's my experience with these kinds of things. People complain, but they don't want to do anything. They don't want to put their time to make it better. They certainly don't want to put their treasure into it to be able to afford a better act. Because I have to tell you, I've been in that business a little bit too. Yeah. You want somebody that's on the current charts today, you're going to play, millions of dollars in cost to get them there. You are at least on the entertainment alone, just on, you're talking $250,000, $300,000. Easy. Just on the internet. That's not counting the stage, lighting and everything else you're into. Yeah. Right. So, know what you're talking about before you talk about it. I had a text here from somebody who wanted to know Tony the Tailor could fill in for me on my days off. No, because there's a thing called the FCC. All right. So what you got on your little shindig today? That's the line of the day. Brad McElhaney, he joins us at 10:06. Latest on the Greenbrier, new sales liens, tax liens against the Greenbrier. We'll talk about that. Plus, he has latest numbers on PAC spending. Janet McNulty, Republican for U.S. Senate at 10:45. Steyerwalt in the House at 11:06. Steam release, baby, 11:30.
See you later today on Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.